In a game coming off of a bye week that the Eagles needed to win against the Packers on the road in Lambeau, a huge game. They come up with a win. However, fans, players, even myself, not sure what to make of this victory. They do win 10-7, but the offense continues to sputter. But at the end of the day, a win's a win. What is up, Eagle fans? Go Birds! Shout out, Eagle fans. Thank you for joining, and NFL fans at large. Welcome to the Lumia Sports Podcast. Please give us a like or a sub, and check this out. We have videos for you guys up on the channel page every single day. If you check out our live, we do our previews where we live stream them, and we do every single odd and prediction throughout the entire week. And then we have our playlist category. In these, we break down every single team individually, going over all of the odds, the predictions, and the reviews that we have. So let's find it and let's see what we think about the Eagles. Go Birds! So far this season, went all the way back out of the playlist. We'll find it real quick. But yeah, I'm excited that we have this part of the site. Please check it out and let's see what we said about the Eagles. Recently, we said that they would take down the Packers. Called that one. We were happy about the run game. Still need to prove that. And Jalen Hurts proving again that he's the best. So please check this out, as well as some of our other videos on the site. Now back to the episode. When you look at the Eagles in the conference, what is there to complain about? They're number one in the NFC at this moment with that 7-2 record, a tiebreaker over the Seahawks that I'm assuming is because of the conference record, and those two teams don't play. And when you look at the rest of the conference, hey, look, huge game against the Lions coming up Sunday Night Football. That'll be a big one. But you look at the Buccaneers at 6-3, they've beaten them. The Rams, who are 7-2, even though they're a wild card right now, they do have that win over the Rams. If the Packers were to creep back up, technically that tie would kind of null and void any tiebreaker. But having the tiebreakers over these teams, and right now that conference record over the Seahawks is huge for them, as we know, the Eagles would love to have home field advantage. And we don't even really have to do it, but Eagle fans, I know you want to laugh real quick, so let's look at the division. This might be the easiest division in all football right now. The Cowboys are a complete mess at 3-5-1. The Commanders stink at 3-7, and the Giants just fired their head coach. So shout out to NFC East, helping us out, at least making some part of this journey a little bit easier, and that's what you love to see. And let's just examine right here what we've seen from the Eagles so far this season. This schedule, we knew it coming in was going to be a gauntlet. Got to be honest with you guys. Ups and downs, they've been faring very well. Opening day against the Cowboys, where your star player gets kicked out about 2 seconds in. You win that game 24-20, and there's that shutdown in the middle of the game. Against the Chiefs, tough game on the road at Arrowhead. You win that one 20-17. You beat the Rams coming from behind, down 26-7. And in that one, win that one 33-26. You beat Tampa Bay, where you have an explosion this time in the first half. No points in the second half, but they're able to hold on. You lose that tough one in Denver. That Denver game, they kind of came from behind, but we've seen them do that. And Denver's an 8-2 team. Giants lost the only one I would consider bad, but that was really their whole Super Bowl, and you avenged that 2 weeks later. That win against the Vikings, Carson Wentz kind of gave you one, and this win against the Packers, they're not getting a lot of style points. They're all close games, but they are winning them. Next up, Sunday night against Detroit. Yikes. So let's see what happens in that game. You got some tougher games coming up too, Chargers, Bills. But with the Commanders looking really, really bad and the division helping you out, you might get some reprieve, Raiders, Commanders, but focus on the Lions. That's a huge game that could determine the number one seed in the NFC. So they need to focus, just dig deep again, and try to win that big game. All right, guys, in our new segment that we love called Comment of the Week, we scour our comments over the last Eagles preview and review, and we go over those to see what our best comment was. And our comment of the week this week comes from Al Voker. Al Voker, he says, "You are wrong, my guy. AJ is the best receiver on the team, period. Goodbye. This was in reference to me saying that part of the problem that AJ is having is that there's a better receiver, not in the NFL, but in the building right now, Devontae Smith. And I just disagree with you. I mean, Devontae is the one who's more wide open, who gets all the plays designed for him, who looked just fine when AJ was out. He has been consistently better this entire season. AJ Brown maybe better, I don't know, but Devontae's been playing better up to this point. He has way more catches, way more yards. And he's clearly the receiver that they designed the passing game around. You even saw it against the Packers whenever they needed a big play. The bomb to Devontae, 3rd and 12s, they were going Devontae Smith's way, and A.J. Brown only saw 3 carries. Now, is that a problem and a flaw with the offense? Yes. I actually do think A.J. deserves the ball more. Yes. But it's part and parcel is with Devontae's the number 1 receiver, and right now Goddard's number 2. So, at least by design. So, Whether Petula will change that or not, I doubt it at this point, but that's just what it is. As far as this game, I'm going to be honest with you guys. Normally, Eagles games, I have to do the least amount of kind of, what's it called? I like to prepare for these. So write notes, do some research. Eagles games, normally, I pretty much know the team. So I'll do research about the other team. But this one was weird. I actually had to go back and watch it again because I was very frustrated, emotional, mad. I took a deep breath, go back, watch the game. Let me see what happened because it was a weird one. The offense was sputtering, but the defense looks so good. Where do we go? Where do we start? I'm going to start with the defense. I mean, they were amazing. The addition to Jalen Phillips, he wasn't dominant necessarily, but what he gives them is more physicality off the edge, which is interesting because I think on the Dolphins he was more of a kind of an outside speed, but this game, whatever the reason was, he was more pushing up, pushing the pocket in, and even if he wasn't screaming off the edge, that was huge because you could see Jordan Love. When you got that coming from, basically he's on the right tackle, Jalen Carter coming up the middle, and Hunt or Nolan as your explosive guy on the other end. Nolan we saw, and Dean blitzing as well. Nakobe Dean being back as well. That's been a huge impact on the defense. The second, because I didn't know, doing this you kind of miss some things with like the injury reports with the team. I saw him on the field a couple weeks ago, and I'm like, wait, Nakobe Dean is back? And I've been trying to tell everyone, like, yo, Nakobe's back. That's huge because that means that Campbell, who's had his struggles at some points, he's just a rookie, really. I think that's more so what I would chalk that up to. I think he's learning. But yeah, I mean, defensively, that was extremely impressive from the front end to the back end. Like, the ability in coverage to guard those guys. Now, the Packers do have a lot of receivers who are hurt. They did just lose their best receiver in Tucker Kraft heading into this game right after they lost to the Panthers. But they come in 8th best passing offense in the league. So to really have them hemmed up, very impressive. Running the ball, they were 16th, and points per game, they come in 11th with 26 a game. So to hold them to 7 on the road, just really, really impressive stuff. And it was just all night. Like the defense came up with big plays. You got the sack early from Hunt that started things. The fourth down stops that they continued to get, including now, I thought it was a silly call, but you got to stop it. And they just ran Jacobs up the middle right into the teeth of our defense. Phillips made the play, and then Reed forcing the fumble, recovering it. All in all, I mean, the defense was out there. We haven't seen that version of the Eagles defense all season. So for them to show up in a game where you need it, you know what I mean, that was definitely impressive. And again, you forced Jordan Love 20 for 36, no touchdowns. He was sacked 3 times, and he fumbled the ball. Again, that's Nakobe Dean in there making a play. Jacobs, 21 carries, 74 yards. They ran for 104, but under 4 yards a carry. Like, defensively, a very good job. All right. So, as I'm recording this, A.J. Brown, frustrated, he went on Twitch, said that the offense, sorry, Mom, is bullshit, and that he's upset. I don't blame him. I mean, he had the ball 2 times, three targets. We only threw it 26 times, but, hey, look, Saquon got the ball. He can't have as many catches as Will Shipley, but at the end of the day, Devontae had 4, Goddard had 4. I don't think this was the game for this. Now, this is only going to be for 1 week. This is tough. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm really not a homer. I've actually, in the past, people are like, why have I give you an example. I said a couple years ago, Siranni should be fired. Obviously, don't agree with that now. But I'm very tough on our players normally. But I'm in an interesting position. I mean, they did just win the Super Bowl. They have had a sustained amount of success. But what I'm about to say, hear me out. Now, the Packers defense, right? 8th in the league in defense, 20 points per game allowed. 5th in stopping the run, 89. We got 99 rushing yards. And in stopping the pass, they're 9th, 197 allowed. Very good defensively. Extremely top 10 in all those categories is really impressive. I think that a part of what happened in this game is that, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm saying this. I think there was just a slight adjustment to the cold from both these teams. Now, say what you want. Yeah, they're cold weather teams, but that game, they said it felt like 26. That was the first real cold weather game either one of those teams played, and I think it showed. I think if that game happened in those conditions in a couple of months, I think they'll be more acclimated to it, and you'll see some better offensive plays on both sides of the ball. So you might be mad, you might be yelling, you might be like, it's some bull crap. That's a part of it. Other part of it, I got mad at the play calls in the moment, but I'm not a Patula defender. I need to get myself out of that lane. I've become like, hey, he's good at this. He's really good at goal line. He does draw up bombs. He drew up a bomb again that we hit to Devontae Smith. But offensively, I mean, we have the most 3-and-outs in the league. We have the 3rd highest percentage of punts in the league. Not ideal for an offense that should at least be consistent, able to control the ball. I think that's my biggest thing. I'm looking for a touchdown every time, but there are too many instances where we just give the ball right back, where there's no real flow in the offense, and I mean, that just wasn't the case last year or the Steichen year. Now, it's a much better flow, again, I'm telling you, than we had the Brian Johnson year. They do call different things. They are trying to run the ball. They ran it 22 times, 60 yards. The runs just aren't working. They're putting Granston at fullback. That's not the move. You got Lane Johnson coming in and out of the lineup. Toth has to play. He had a big hold on what would have been like a 30-yard Saquon run. We had rhythm. And all of that being said, the biggest thing that happened was Jalen Hurts fumbled the ball. We were moving down the field, got to the 10-yard line. Great script early. I even love the play call, 3rd and 8 run. Got him in some space, but he just fumbled the ball, and that can't happen. That's something that he has not done too much this season, but I think that's his 3rd turnover all year. However, just can't happen. Now, you get away with it in this game. The defense kind of bailed you out. They're a weird team. I really do think if the Packers would have scored more, we would have seen a different offense from the Eagles. But I just got to be honest. Like, they were up 3-0, and then they got to stop, and then they went up 10-0. And then at that point, I honestly think in the second half, their drives were kind of what you needed. They drove down the field. It's 0-0, 3rd and 14 around the 30-yard line. Let's just run the ball and kick this field goal. I agree with that. Don't force anything. We just saw the Packers down there, Jordan Love fumble it with like 20 seconds left in the half of the 30-yard line. Now, Hurts isn't Love, but Hurts did fumble the ball also. So I don't even mind that call. I don't mind taking the field goal. The next drive, 3rd and 7, Hurts moves up. I like the decision. Throwing it quick to Barkley. Barkley gets into space, spins. Next thing you know, he's got a 40-yard run. And then literally, and this is impressive. The next play, going out there, bombing them, good stuff. for that touchdown. Not a great throw by Hurts, but he got it there. And Devontae just, I mean, there's your number one receiver going up, making a play, jumping over people and catching touchdowns. Now, after that drive, the Packers go down, score a touchdown. The Eagles, again, a couple of third down conversions, move down the field. They did have to punt, but with 2 minutes left, they took 4 minutes off of the clock. Give your defense another shot. Defense gets a stop. You get the ball back. And that was when they had the fourth down stop. Get the ball back. Run the ball, run the clock. You got to just play the game. Now, what I hated was the 4th and 6. I hated it. I was yelling. I was berating. I was like, what are we doing? What's to bomb the AJ? I was like, you honestly could have tried that at any point in the entire game, and you wait till 4th and 6 when you could just punt, and they would have had the ball back with 30 seconds and no timeouts and like on the 10-yard line, and life would have been great, and they would have just scrambled around and not really done anything. Instead, next play, you get Jordan Love throwing a bomb. Makuba, thank God, saves it, deflecting the pass at free safety. We saw him be much better now guarding those deeper passes, because we need it. And that, I mean, could you imagine, like, even if the game goes to overtime, which 64-yard kick, you get a block, but, like, what are we doing? But they won. So I think that there's a right definitely to be frustrated with a lot of things right now, specifically on the offense. I am happy that the defense kind of showed us that they can be shut down, specifically against a good offense, even one that in the Packers that we've seen up and down. The Packers haven't done that all year. Like 7 points is crazy. But I mean, there's still clearly issues. Ada's going to talk about them. Hurts is going to ignore them, but he's not wrong. You know what I mean? The passing offense is bad right now, and they need to get better down the stretch. But right now, tentatively, they're winning. I would just my concern is the last team we saw play like how they're playing was the Kansas City Chiefs last year, and that was great. Got them to the Super Bowl, but then when they had to have an explosive offense, they couldn't find it because they just didn't have it all year. And so the Eagles got up, they got some points, and now next thing you know, their close offense couldn't work. Now, the Eagles have had explosive moments, but you just don't want to always put yourself behind the 8 ball. Like, I'm waiting for that game, hopefully soon, where the Eagles just come out and they just establish some control. But again, it's tough. You've played the Bucks, you've played the Rams, you've played the Chiefs. Like, you're playing the Packers, you're playing top-end teams every week. And the one time you did have that, well, you had 2 chances against the Giants. You lost the first one Thursday Night Football. That game was weird. Everyone got hurt. Quinyon, Carter didn't play. And offensively, I mean, they were just bad. But then the second chance, you go out there, you establish some dominance against the Giants, score 38. Offense is flowing, running game going. Boom, boom, boom. But you're not going to get opponents like that. It's just not. Now you got the Lions. You got the Bears coming up, who, I mean, we can say what we want, but they're 6-3. Chargers are 7-3. You got them coming up. Bills toward the end of the year. Some Raiders games, some Commanders games. You can try to work on some things, get some momentum. But I'm definitely interested in that for the Eagles going forward. But right now, it's a win. It's a good win. Whatever. Go up. You got the Lions Sunday Night Football. I'm really interested. The Lions can score. Let's see how that defense looks against that team, the number 2 offense in the league, and how we fare against a defense that is right now 3rd in league in sacks, and has been a little better than we thought coming into season. 7th stop in the run is Detroit, and defense-wise, they allow 22 a game, so you got to be able to get to them, because I think they're going to be able to score more than 7, I would assume. So I'm interested. Go Birds. Good win. But we definitely need to improve on some things going forward. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please watch some of the other videos on the site. I've created a playlist with each and every football team, and every week we will be going over those games. I'm really loving this, enjoying it, and hoping you guys are as well. Of course, like, subscribe, and if anyone wants to sponsor, we're looking for Lumia Sports Productions is looking for sponsors. Shout us out. We will shout you out during the video. Thank you guys again for watching. Have a great day. Enjoy.